Hey y'all, I hope everybody's doing well today. Um, I just got off work and so I felt compelled to share this message with somebody. But let me give you a disclaimer. I am not in no way, shape, or form a preacher, a pastor, anything like that. Okay? I am a woman that is going through life just like any other woman, and I am building a relationship daily with God. And so I feel like this video will turn somebody's faith that is the size of a mustard seed into a sense of knowing, a sense of trust, 100% complete trust in God, because it will resonate with something inside of you. Um, so last night I was on my way to work, and I had to leave out at a certain time that I always do to go to work. And so I left out at the time I always leave out. And I was waiting on the bus to get to work. And so I was waiting, and the time that the bus was supposed to come, the bus did not show up. So I'm like, okay. So I would say maybe like 10 minutes passed by, and the bus on the opposite side rolled down the street. And the driver stopped and was like, there's no bus coming. And I'm like, what do you mean no bus is coming? So I was just like, okay, let me just sit with that and think, what should I do? So instead of standing there and waiting, I walked all the way down, because I live in an area where there's only like one bus that comes. So if that bus doesn't come, then you're pretty much gonna have to take alternative routes or figure something else out, right? So, but I know that there's a bus stop all the way up the street, maybe like a half a mile up the street, where a lot of people usually be at that bus stop. So I decided to walk up there to that bus stop. So I walked up there to the bus stop where everyone was, and I would say it was maybe like 13, 14 people standing out there waiting for the bus to come, which I knew the driver said that the bus wasn't coming. And so we were all just standing out there. Some people decided to leave and some people decided to wait. So I decided to stay there and just wait, a few more minutes. So an hour had went by, and I was like, it was getting so close to the time for me to go to work. Now, mind you, I didn't have any money in my account. It's the first of the month. Well, it's the beginning of the month. Rent was due, bills due, all of that stuff going. So I'm like, I don't have any money for an Uber. All right, let me hit up my sister and see, if she got her little sis or whatever. So I hit up my sister and I asked her for $15. I could have asked her for more, but I asked her for $15 because I only wanted to ride up to the subway station. So she sent me the $15 immediately. And I know, because I have a relationship with God, that you have to allow things to happen. So if there is a delay, it is for the benefit of you. So I said in my mind, I said, whatever is happening, it is for my good. You understand? Because my faith is no longer the size of a mustard seed. I have a sense of knowing that everything always works out for me. Everything works out in my favor, no matter what. Even if it seems like it's something bad, in the end, it will yield goodness in my life in some way, shape, or form. No matter if it's just a lesson to be learned or whatever, I know this. Okay, so I said that, right? So the bus still didn't come. My sister sent me the $15, right? Right when I was about to call the Uber or the Lyft, whichever one was the cheapest at the time, that's when the bus decided to come. Now, this is like an hour and a half later. So we get to the subway station, and the next train doesn't come for 21 minutes. I live far, and I have to be at work at 11 p.m. at night. By this time, it was already 9. So I usually don't give my phone number out to people. But some type of way, one of my coworkers got my phone number. Actually, they forgot their phone or something, and they asked me if I was able to call their phone. And so they ended up having my number. They kept my number in their phone. So sometimes they have a car, sometimes they don't. And usually when they have a car, they always tend to give me a ride. So last night, the train was 21 minutes late, right? So when the train got to the station, after the 21 minutes had already passed, the train was not in service. So we were going to have to wait another 20 something minutes for another train, which I was going to be late for work. So I was like, okay, all right. And I did not have enough money for the Uber to get all the way to work. Do you know, my phone rings and it is my coworker who has the car and was like, hey, where are you at? I was like, I am stuck at the train station. They was like, okay, well, as soon as you get on the train, meet me at the next stop or the next 2 stops that was up or however many stops it is, and I'll pick you up and I'll take you to work. And I was like, look at God. God is so amazing. Thank you so much. And I got a ride all the way to work, and not only was I on time for work, but I was early. So just because there is a delay on something, that does not mean that you are not going to get to where you are going. You understand? Just like if a situation is looking bad, you don't know how it's going to turn out. Just have faith. Matter of fact, turn that faith into a sense of knowing. Know wholeheartedly that you're going to be okay. That everything is going to work out for you no matter what is going on. That God is always going to provide and take care of you and make sure that you have everything that you need. Not want, but need. Because when you have a relationship with God, there is no such thing as want. He will supply all of your needs. You will always have everything that you need at every moment in time, no matter what. And I am not a part of any type of religion, but I believe in God. I believe in the Messiah, the Son, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, Emmanuel. You know, I believe wholeheartedly. And I just feel like that this message would resonate with someone who needed to hear it. If you're struggling right now and you don't see a way, God will make a way. Even if you don't have a constant relationship with Him, pray, talk to Him, and say, God, I'm a sinner, or I am not a righteous and upright person. I do these types of things and this and that or whatever. God will change you when He's ready for you to change. And let me just say this. We walk through this life and we are so judgmental of other people. That needs to stop. That needs to stop, because just because a certain person smokes, they drink, they're prostitute, or whatever it is that they do, you probably do something that's 10 times worse, and you don't even think that it's 10 times worse than what they do. God will change you. If you want to be changed, if you reach out to Him, if you seek Him wholeheartedly, you will change when it's time for you to change. Don't let nobody rush you into changing, and stop trying to change other people. The only person that you can change is yourself. Yes, you can pray for other people. Yes, you can help them on their walk with God to be closer to God by being an example. By living your life a certain way. And if that person chooses to be around you, or God calls that person to be in your life, they will see how you are living and they will be inspired. You will inspire something inside of them to spark change, to spark growth, to spark whatever it is in them. But allow people to be themselves and let things flow naturally. If you get delayed in some area, okay, figure out what you can do about it and trust in God that everything is going to work out no matter what. And even if you were late for work, you never know what was gonna happen when you got there. What God prevented you or stopped you from walking into or getting into an accident or something even worse. So we have to learn how to control our emotions and remain calm in situations where someone who doesn't have a relationship with God, or who's not on that walk as well will react in a hostile manner or irritated manner. Just be calm and relax and know that everything will always work out for you. It does, and it will every single time. You will always have everything that you need. You will lack nothing ever in your life. I don't care if you're on the brink of being homeless or if you're homeless right now. If you don't have food to eat because you know the government has shut down and they cutting off people's food stamps and all of that stuff, don't worry about it. God will send somebody to help you in your time of need. If your faith has turned into a sense of knowing, you have to know. Be bold. God will give you boldness inside of you. You will just know that you will be okay. Your kids will be fed. All of your needs will be met. You have to declare these things over your life and stop having a lack mindset. Just because you don't have something right now, it's not time for you to have it. You will have it eventually if it's meant for you to have it. And a lot of times people don't have the things that they want in life because they are not operating on the vibration to receive those things. You're not open to receiving it. And this can go so far as like love and relationships. If you're seeking to be a wife or you want to be a husband or whatever, you have to go inside of yourself and cleanse out all of that negativity, all of the things that is not of a husband, that is not of a wife, and it's not by society standards. It's God's standards that you should be cleansing yourself by. It doesn't matter. So say for instance, oh, such and such dresses like this, or oh, why do they dress like that? Why do they wear their hair like that? Whatever. Don't worry about none of that. That is okay. God searches your heart. Your heart. Holding on to past hurts, unhealed trauma, drama, always gossiping about somebody, always worried about what somebody else is doing. You have to stop that, cut that out. Like that is, you're going to be stuck in this cycle. And that's why a lot of people who are in poverty and lack things, they continue to lack and they don't grow because they keep going around in a circle and they keep thinking the same things on a daily basis. When you change the way that you think, you change your life. When you start thinking positive about people, places, and things and outcomes, the things that you want, even if you don't see them, you have a sense of knowing that it's coming to you. It will happen. And if you are in pursuit of any type of physical goal in this lifetime, be consistent with your endeavors in pursuing that, and it is going to happen. A lot of times people see that their grandparents or their parents didn't get rich or they didn't grow up in a wealthy household or whatever, but you have the power to be wealthy. You have the power to take yourself up out of that situation, your entire family, your entire bloodline. You can break the curses that are up on your bloodline by simply changing your mindset. Don't have a lack mindset like everyone else around you. Know that you are better. Know that you will be better. Know that God has a purpose and a plan for your life, and that if you follow the steps to get to where you want to go and you keep moving forward, no matter what kind of stumbling blocks come into your way, you will succeed. You will succeed. And I just want to share this message with you guys. Like, it's so much that I just want to talk about on my channel, because I'm a no niche content creator. I do believe in God, like I said, but I'm not religious. I'm not a prophet. I do not think that I'm better than anybody else. I'm just giving my perspective on things that has happened for me, and I know that God is real, and I know what God is capable of. God is infinite. God is the source of all things that are good. God is a divine light that radiates in the darkest of places, and you can be a light in this world to someone else as well. Your story matters. You matter. We all matter. The society wants us to believe because we don't have a certain status. If you didn't go to college, or you didn't graduate high school, or you are this and that you cannot be somebody else. within the next hour, within the next day, within the next week, within the next year. You have the power to change your life and be whoever you want to be. This is why we have free will. We can create our reality. And when you walk with God, you will start to see that everybody around you is some version of you in the past, in the present, or in the future. Your thoughts that you thought about yourself or what you thought about other people, the people around you will reflect that, your inward world. You know, if you're having problems on your job, and this is an example, I'll give you an example. You're having problems on your job. You're having problems at school with people bullying you, or people at your job harassing you, or whatever. Go in there today with a sense of knowing that today is going to be different than every other day in the past. That today, no one is going to bother you. Everyone is going to get along at that job, that school, or wherever you are. Everyone is going to do what they're supposed to do. You are deserving of every good thing that God has to offer to you, and every good thing that you need in your life, you deserve, and it will happen. The people around you will start to change, and as soon as you start to get negative thoughts in your mind, immediately shift those thoughts to positive thinking. Immediately shift those negative thoughts that you are starting to think about other people. Figure out something that you like about them. I don't care what it is. It could be the color of their jacket, the color of their shirt. Immediately get out of that negativity in whatever situation it is. And this includes with your relationship too. And I don't advise nobody to get into a relationship unless you are healed, unless you have healed old wounds from past relationships, your childhood trauma, all of that stuff, because you know what's going to happen? That relationship is not going to last. This is why you see such a big push for people wanting to be single, wanting to be by themselves. They have so much trauma, so much hurt, so much pain, so much regret from being in past relationships with unhealed people, people who were hurting themselves, and they trauma bonded with each other. When you become in a relationship, especially a divine relationship that God wants you to be in. Now, mind you, not everybody is called to be in a relationship. Not everybody is called to be a wife or a husband. Some people are called to be other things in life. But whatever it is, you will know. You will know if you're called to be a wife. You will know if you're called to be a husband. You will know, because there will be something inside of you that's saying that you want to be married. You want to be a wife. But in order to have a successful relationship, partnership, friendship, even a work environment. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. I don't care if you work at Dollar Tree. I don't care where you work at. If you want to be happy with your situation, in order to receive more, you have to be open to receive those things. And if you're filled up with so much negativity, so much hatred, so much resentment, so many negative ideas from what the world has to say, instead of going and taking your problems and casting your burdens off with God in prayer and meditation, learning how to be alone, learning how to focus, go inside of your mind and think positively about yourself. How do you think somebody else is going to do that? If you don't love yourself, if you don't have a positive self-concept about yourself, what makes you think other people around you are going to have that? And now, and mind you, when this starts to happen, once you start to change your mind, you are going to see the old thoughts, the negative thoughts and all of that stuff that you used to have and you used to carry around. They're going to come back up to the surface, because God's going to want to know before you get to the next step, before he can trust you with moving forward and growing as a human being, as a spiritual being, as an individual, to become a light, to show other people how it's done, that you are who you say you are. So if you say that you are healed from hurt and pain and drama, hurt, pain, drama, trauma, all of that type of stuff, and somebody, it doesn't matter who it is around you, it says something out loud negative about you, how will you react? Will you respond in a negative manner, or will you let it go and let God handle it? Let me tell you something, because when you walk with God, when you have a sense of knowing He will take care of you, and when your relationship is strong with God, you will be around to see the downfall of those people who said those negative things about you, who did those negative things to you. If you might not be around to see it, but somebody will tell you about it. You'll hear about it on the news, or someone will come and say, you know what happened to such and such, or you heard what happened to such and such, or whatever, and they don't know why it's happening to them, but it was for them to get that to get that karma, or for causing that hurt and pain to you, someone who is building a relationship with God, someone who is seeking to be better and to change and want better for themselves on a daily basis. And for you to grow as well as an individual, to tell your testimony. So you just never know. And that's why you shouldn't judge people based off of who they are right now, because they can transform and change instantly. And I don't know if you guys watched one of my other videos about don't be a remember when type of person, but that you have to leave those type of people behind, because some people are so stuck in their ways to where they will not change, because their heart is vexed. It's completely black, and they have to dig themselves out of it. Is that my buzz? Hold on. They have to dig themselves out. You could pray for them. Yes, you could pray for people to start to see, to start to come to the light, to seek a relationship with God. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what you believe in. This is my perspective, and I know. I don't believe. I don't think. I know that God is real, and I don't care what nobody say. And God will give you revelations and things of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of things that the world does not know, that people do not know. But if you speak out your mouth, it will resonate with them, because the truth, God is the truth, and the truth will always be, because God is. So but I just want to share this message with you, and I hope that this video turns somebody's faith into a sense of knowing. Glory to God. But anyways, and stop being so judgmental, because I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect. So you might see me fully dressed from head to toe one minute, and the next minute I got on a crop top, or I got on something that's not so covered up, as you would say. But that's not going to determine whether or not I go to hell. Here's the buzz. That's not going to, what you wear on a daily basis, that's not going to determine whether or not you go to hell. If you're covered from from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, it's not going to determine if you go to heaven or if you go to hell. It is about what is inside of you, what is in your heart, because God judges you based off your heart. And you should judge other people based off their heart too. And when you're a light in this world, let me tell you this, you will know you're a light in this world, because the darkness inside of people can't handle it. They'll start to act up, and it could be in the smallest of way. You might be standing outside or whatever, and people will just start spitting. They will constantly keep spitting, or they will start lashing out, saying all kind of things, because that darkness is coming up out of them. You, just by your presence, just by you walking into the room, walking into the building, just being around, is riling that darkness inside of them up. Yeah. And you will be able to discern good from bad, because you, at one point in time, you were there. You were them. You were in a dark place, but you came to the light. So just, let's try not to be so judgmental of people, because some people genuinely don't know, and it's nobody's fault except for theirs. If they don't have a relationship with God, if they don't have some type of connection to source, which is goodness, which is love, which is abundance, Yeah, and you can be so happy, and people will try to destroy anything that is not like them. So don't ever get discouraged. Do you, be you, do what makes you happy, but you want to be healed and be happy because you obtain all of this wealth or whatever. You see it every single day. These people be miserable because they never healed their internally. They just came into all of this money, they came into all of this wealth all of a sudden. They got into these relationships so fast and so quickly without getting rid of all of the negativity beforehand, before they got those things, before they received that whatever it is they wanted, because God will give you whatever it is that you desire. You will definitely get what you desire, no matter if you are good or bad. That's why some people say, oh, such and such was bad all their life, and nothing never happened to them. They got all of this stuff and everything that they wanted, and they were a bad person. It's because they had a sense of knowing that whatever they did it wholeheartedly. They did it fully, 100%, without a doubt in their mind, whether it was good or bad. You understand? But if you want to have a relationship with God, you want to choose the light. And you want to choose to be good and to be good and to do good things and be happy. Who wants to walk around miserable and just, want to see other people hurt and in pain or whatever just because? And I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Trust me. I've been there. You want to see people hurt because you hurt. But I thank God I've never been the type of person to actually do that. Of course, you might think of negative things and have negative thoughts in your mind, but I thank God I am who I am, and I would not want to be anybody else in this world. And everybody should feel like that. You should love yourself so much you don't want to be like anybody else, no matter if they are a billionaire or if they're poor. You should not want to be anybody else in this world except for you. Your journey is important. You are important. Your story is important. But anyways, if it doesn't align, don't waste your time. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. I love all of you guys, and have an amazing day.